I'm currently making an authentic decision. Am I willing to bet on myself?
I'll be the first to admit that wasn't the best introduction of the authentic decision I'm about to make in real time. The authentic decision I am about to make is whether or not I wanted to hire marketing support for Yes And, specifically an ads specialist that would take some of my content and get it into the hands of more individuals who might be interested in my coaching support. The service costs about $900 per month for the service itself and about $750 for ad spend,
with some ability to get some of that back.
As I picked up the camera, I had already somewhat completed the first two stages of my decision-making framework, which is space and clarity. So you will hear me talk through why this feels like an authentic decision by considering my strengths, my goals, a gut check, and a character activity that maybe some of you have done before. If you want to follow along and join the SEN community as we all make more authentic decisions, subscribe by clicking the button below.
Context. I've run ads for Yes And in the past by myself and lost money. One of my strengths may not be marketing and advertising. Well, let's rewind. It is currently October. We're going to rewind to August. So I was about to celebrate my 3-year anniversary for Yes And. I had just launched my book. I wanted to take a step back at some goals for myself. I wanted about 1 podcast a week. I also set a goal to have about 1 paid speaking gig a month. The third was 1,000 YouTube subscribers by August of 2022. And the fourth was 100 members in the Yes And experience by the end of 2021. Comment below if you want to see a video on the process of how I got to those goals. The YouTube subscribers, the podcast, the speaking events came very easily. The experience members, however, were a slow trickle. Though once people find it, they're so appreciative and grateful. And so for me, that's a sign that I would like to do a better job of letting people know that this is out there. All of this leads up to me getting this email that felt genuine and intrigued me enough to click the button that says schedule a 15-minute no obligation consult, much like I have on my website. That felt very clear and very true for me, very much like in my book where I'm saying just take action, gather more data, and then revisit this process over and over again. During the call, it felt so good. I had this gut feeling. This feels intriguing enough to really seriously consider. I just let myself sit. It was feeling right. It was feeling good. It was feeling a little scary. I looked at my calendar because I knew I had an appointment booked with someone else for a similar service next week. How did I feel about that? And that has been the last few, 24 hours. The gut feeling is there of yes. Then comes the calculation. So these caricatures, maybe you've done if you've read the book or seen some other trainings, I'll link it. My character of wanting to budget and be financially responsible is coming in. I don't want that to be the driver of this decision, but if I don't pay attention to that character, then it's just going to scream and probably sabotage the whole experience. What's really at risk is $2,000. Would I bet $2,000 that this program is so good? This program is worth betting on? Yes. The answer to that is yes, for sure. For sure. Which could immediately lead to a decision. I did momentarily pull up my spreadsheet and my budget. I see where this money could come from. Not assuming I will lose this, but it's saying even if I lost this, would I bet $2,000 on this program? And the answer is yes, 100%, for sure.
So decision made, right? It seems like at this point, past Marin has created space, experienced clarity, set a direction, and is ready for action. Yes, and as is normal for any decision, even the most authentic decisions, some doubt and worries and fears crept in for me.
The doubt.
So in these next few clips, you'll see me do some misalignment checks as I consider the doubts or the questions that are still on my mind before confidently stepping into the action phase.
My historic tendency is to open my spreadsheet to see if I can afford that. That doesn't help in the authentic decision-making process for me. That is a part of the decision, but it is not the first thing I want to do anymore because it ends up me making a decision from a place of scarcity and fear rather than that intuitive, authentic decision. One quote that came up for me is, well, you have to spend money to earn money, which even the way I'm saying it, that doesn't feel true for me. That doesn't feel authentic. That's not what I want to make a decision from. I'm very intentional about supporting other women-led businesses. Do I want to seek out a similar service, but from a woman who is running their marketing company. That feels more like a bias and doesn't feel right at all to say no to someone just because of their gender. Then in the oh shit stage, I then had an instinct to seek more external validation and go talk to my partner and say, is this the right decision to make? Even if there was reassurance, would that actually make me feel better? I think that's just nerves, is what I concluded. So instead of doing that, I did a meditation. I put on my fempreneur playlist of badass women. And now we're here. I've talked through it. I've explained it. And I'm about to take the action step of this process and send the email. Okay. I need to take this email. I have so many nerves. The doubt is creeping in about maybe this isn't the right time. Holidays are coming up. Marketing gets more expensive around the holidays. And maybe I should be saving money right now instead of spending money right now. These are the gremlins and the fears that are natural and that come up. As I share in my book, the steps leading up to this help to get through this part of the process. I've thought about it. I've addressed the logistics that needed to be addressed, the financials. I've addressed the intuition and the gut feeling. I've addressed my authentic values and goals. I've sat with it and I've looked at other options and I've sat with those and I've created space, and it felt very, very clear 2 seconds ago that this is the right decision. And yet this feeling can still come up of, holy cow, should I just quit my email and just not make this decision? Of course, always do it in your own time. But if you have a clear direction, a clear action, chances are either you do it now or you do it whenever you do it. 5 years from now, 5 minutes from now, next week, because it is such an authentic decision, that will lead me to good inevitably.
I mentioned there how I have a lot of trust that authentic decisions always lead to good. As I said that aloud, I was then prompted to remember a time when that didn't seem obvious on the surface, but in hindsight, my belief still held true.
I had a similar experience 2 years ago almost, where I made a big investment in a coach. That investment didn't lead to what I thought it would lead to. So for a while, I felt a little bit remorseful. And I think back to the moment of making that decision, and it was so exciting and it felt so good and expansive and like it was full of possibility. It didn't lead to what I thought it would lead to. But what it did lead to was my next coach, which helped me with severe time of stress. It led me to my author coach. You can tell a lot of coaches were in this program. My book probably wouldn't be a reality had it not been for that program. I can grip the original assumption about what that decision will lead to. And it's good and valid to weigh those decisions and say, did this work for this particular thing? While also keeping an expansive mind of, maybe I felt so confident and sure about this decision or was being led or guided to this decision because it was leading me to something else. And that's why. Let's finish this email. So I share, although it feels a little scary, I am in. Let's do this. I'm so excited about the potential for this to be another catalyst to filling my programs and open to see what other possibilities and opportunities arise because of it. I'm very excited to work together for at least the next 3 months because it is a 3-month commitment. We hit send, yes? Oh, man. There was one point in business where I thought at some point it would no longer feel scary to invest in things like marketing. And I'm coming to realize that I think forever there will be these moments. Wow, this feels so right and this is so exciting and also still scary as heck. Now that I've made these decisions enough times to differentiate the gut feeling of yes from the pressure of I have to do this or I should do this. In fact, I mentioned that I was looking at another appointment I had next week that was a similar investment. It felt like I should invest in that with Tyler, who I just sent this email to. That almost feels like the opposite of a should. Like maybe I shouldn't do this. Take the leap. Who knows what will come of this? Not to negate the financial risk or investment or the logistics of what's involved in decision making, while also just enjoying the ride. I will update as I sign the contract and do more things that really put this decision into motion. Maybe not in this video, but a future video update on the outcome of this decision. Was this the thing that led to, or was the catalyst for the 100 members that I dream of and am called toward as a goal? Did this lead to an opportunity I never could have foreseen in this moment as I stand here today? And this is the first decision I'm making in real time. So comment below what's helpful about what I included in this video, what maybe didn't need to be here or isn't very helpful. What shocked you? What did it inspire you to do? All the questions. I guess you'll hear from me again soon.
So we are about 24 hours away from the decision that I just made on camera yesterday. Overall, I'm feeling good. And I also had the opportunity to share with one of my former coaches who checked in with me and asked how I was doing. There was a little gremlin in the back of my mind that said, you should be hiring that coach again rather than this ad specialist. What will people think? Do people approve? I didn't even ask. Letting all of that be okay. What I meant by that is even after working through the first half of this decision-making process, space, clarity, the oh shit moment of choosing your direction and action, doubts may still appear in the after. So right now in the realm of the framework, we're in trust the ride, and you saw that I still had some doubts creep in. That's why this is a part of the decision-making process, because those doubts, those hesitations, those questions, that feeling of, oh my gosh, what did I just do? That is all normal and okay. And the worst that happens is we begin again and make a new decision. I just submitted payment for this decision. I signed the contract. Payment wasn't due until sometime next week, but I like to, whenever possible, make really prompt payments. And it also feels really good in terms of my money mindset, letting money be flowy. And we have a meeting on Monday or Tuesday to officially kick things off. Something else I've been thinking of as I've been making this decision is another financial decision in the realm of business. Do I buy a camera and a microphone now as I'm starting to vlog? Maybe yes is actually where I'm leaning. And there's still something that's saying not yet. I have an arbitrary milestone. Once you hit 1,000 subscribers, you can actually start getting a little bit of pay by YouTube. And so I thought maybe I'll wait till I get 1,000 subscribers and then upgrade to a vlog. So I'm going to immediately, I guess, go into that next financial decision in my business and give space to that. Again, that's the first step of this whole process. When I notice feeling more clear, really take note of it and potentially choose that direction and take action toward it, and maybe I'll vlog it. This is the end of decision number 1. So there we have it. The first authenticity vlog, making an authentic decision in real time. This is a total experiment. So as I've already said, comment below, share your thoughts. And I'm going to continue to play, including next week where I contemplate a question clients bring to me all the time.
It is 12:27 a.m. How do you choose a career path that's aligned with your authentic self?
Remember to subscribe below. If you liked this style of video, which I assume you did if you made it to this point, give this video a like. I'll see you next Tuesday. If you can't wait till then, follow me on Instagram and have a wonderful day.